Well, Sean, we spoke in the build-up to the Malmo game about momentum, and the Malmo game certainly kept that momentum going as you go into Brighton.
Yeah, I think that was important coming off the back of the Liverpool result. A lot of noise around that, rightly so, and a lot of credit given to the players, and equally rightly so. We wanted to take that into the Malmo game. We did, and I'm very pleased with the change we made because they delivered. And now another game against another good side. They've Brighton over the last few years they've recruited very well. Sold, but they've also re-recruited well, and they're going strong. So we'll have to be ready again. But you can see by their mentality over the games that we've had since we've got here, that's growing. So that's going to be important to us to make sure we're ready to go.
3 goals in the last 3 games. I think the last time Forest did that in consecutive games was like 10.5 years ago, which kind of shows how difficult it is to do. You must be pleased with the response you're getting going forward from your team at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, look, when we got here, there was a lot of question marks on both ends. All of a sudden, from that defensive sort of solid feel, that I think it was something like that, and kept a clean sheet in 20 games from last season or whatever. Something around that mark, and then scoring, it was we couldn't score from open play. So obviously I'm very pleased with how the players have affected that, my staff included. We've got to keep that going. I did say when I got here, and I know sometimes I get a bit of stick for it, but some of the legends of the game tell me never forget you've got to keep that one shut and put it in that one, and it's part of it, and I've never forgotten that. So finding varying styles to do that is very pleasing, and the goals we've scored can show that there's different ways of scoring goals, and we're certainly using that. We've got to continue doing that, of course.
Yeah, because you're spreading them around as well, aren't you? It's not like you've got a striker who's banged in all of those goals.
No,
they are being spread around the team.
Yeah, and I think that's an important factor as well. We don't want to. I mean, don't get me wrong. Of course, Woody had an amazing time last season. The goals that he got, but you don't want to. You don't want to just rely on one player. It's always helpful if you've got players, but who can score as many as he did. But we haven't had him this season, or certainly not when I've been here. And the other players are responding very well to that challenge. That we are bringing goals. We are bringing players who look like they want to score a goal, and I think that mentality is really, really key for us.
As you mentioned, Brighton going well at the moment. I think they've lost once in the last 8 in the Premier League or something. So tough side coming here yet again.
No, that's right. But every game's a tough game in the Premier League. I've been in it long enough, and I don't throw them words around lightly. I've never taken any game lightly anyway, no matter what competition you're in. But the Premier League is arguably the toughest league in the world. So, the players are well aware of it. I mentioned it several times to you and many others. The fixture list is there. It's right in front of our eyes. Our mentality is to take every game on.
And finally, injury-wise, still a lot out for the Malmo game. I think it was like 8 missing, I think, through injury, plus a couple that were unavailable who you will have back. How does that injury list look in terms of Brighton? Any chance of any of them getting back?
Yeah, I don't think there'll be too many back for that, but they're making strong signs now. Strong progress on the training ground with their literal physical schedule. They'll be crossing over soon into the normal training side of things, but at the minute still with the sports scientists, just making sure their injuries and their real strength and fitness. We got Callum through the game against Malmo, so that was pleasing. A couple of them come back who couldn't figure in that game. So we're slowly but surely we're trying to get people back fit, and that's going to be important moving forwards.